We had to talk about this, though. The PDGA proposed rule changes for 2025. These always go under the radar.
Was there any other interesting ones? Because I haven't looked at all of them.
Yeah, I'll read through.
Okay.
There's like 2 interesting ones.
Okay.
So public comments open till June 30th. So if you think some of these are crazy, you can go over to the PDGA. You can email rules dash.
To do it the official way.
Yeah, you can email rules-feedback@pdga.com. And I think you just have to like let them know your PDGA number if you're a member. So rules-feedback@pdga.com if you think these are crazy, and you don't think they should be a rule, such as excessive time, allow timeouts. So this establishes that players may use up to 2 timeouts per round.
It's so funny,
I was trying not to laugh.
Timeout!
May use 2 timeouts per round. Players occasionally get into situations where additional time is necessary to establish footing and execute the shot. So I understand that statement, right?
Stupid,
they get into situations where they need a little bit more time. The way the PDGA went about addressing this, proposed to address this, is you get 2 timeouts during your round.
Bro.
So when it's their turn to play, a player may elect to take a 60-second timeout up to 2 times in a round. The request can be made at any time during the 30-second excessive time period. Player must indicate to the group they wish to use one of their timeouts. Timeouts can't be called retroactively. Each timeout used is noted on the scorecard. A timeout period expires once the player indicates that they are ready to throw, or when the group notes the 60 seconds has expires and notifies the player. At that time, the player must throw within 30 seconds. So you have 30 seconds to call it. You get 60 seconds. Then your 30 seconds restarts. So you get 2 minutes.
That's
here
outrageous.
in this, and you get 2 timeouts. So strategy play if this goes through, right? Hole 18. Trevor has a 20-footer. I'm up by 1.
Okay, wait. Can you use them back to back?
It doesn't say anything against it.
Nice.
So here's my strategy, right? I'm in a monthly match now, right? Trevor has a 20-footer. On the Pro Tour, probably like a 30-footer for someone. I have a 25-footer, right? I'm up by 1. Okay? So I'm going to try to make my putt, right? But I want to make sure Trevor has to think about his 20-footer for his life as long as possible. So I'm taking 29 seconds. Timeout. Give me a timeout.
Then you take 29 more.
Then I'm taking 60 seconds for my timeout.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm stepping up to my lie. Okay, 29 seconds. Looking at it. Timeout. Stepping back another minute. Then I'm stepping up, taking 29 seconds, throwing my putt, hopefully making it. But if I miss it, Trevor has now stood over his putt for 4 minutes.
This is what happens when you have a sport where even the mention of time in the rules should really just be a guideline, and people should just not be dumb and like inconsiderate and just adhere to that guideline, because you shouldn't have to. Like, this is like baseball introducing the pitch clock, basically. It's like you shouldn't have to introduce time into this sport. People should just play at a decent pace.
Well, what I think...
And then, but the second problem is, then you're adding a rule when nobody's enforcing time. So now it's like, the only way this is going to ever matter is if a player gets put on the clock, like they mentioned in like the other rule thing. Then you might have a player be like, I'm on the clock, I'm going to use my timeout to make sure I don't get. But like, it's so like, you can't add another element of time that also isn't.
I'm just excited for like
so dumb.
Nico or Gannon like standing over a putt. It's like can't pull the trigger, and there's like
timeout, bro.
For a timeout.
Like looking at the body, like timeout, like trying to like they just
stepping away, like shaking off. Like
it's like you just dove on a loose ball in basketball.
Yeah.
You know, and the best part is right at the bottom it says bathroom breaks don't count as timeouts, and it throws they're just considered a reasonable amount of time. So right in this specific to the second mention of a new time rule, they also write in a clause that says a bathroom break just implies a reasonable amount of time. So once again, we go right back to ambiguous time, because I could say, well, I have IBS.
Yeah.
A reasonable amount of time for me is 25 minutes in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So like, it's just, you can't, this is the dumbest thing. It's almost as dumb as being able to make putts through the cage. Not quite that dumb, but it's up there.
Did that video come out yet?
No.
There's a situation in a video that comes out. It's very funny.
My situation that I'd use this in is, okay, we're me and Trevor playing a tournament together, okay? Where but he's beating me. I'm in second place right now. He's in first place, beating me by 5 strokes. We're on a hole 18. We're going to our putts. So he's won the tournament, okay? He gets bit by a cottonmouth. Okay? So he's just got to tap out his putt to win and then go to the hospital. No, dog. I'm calling my timeout, and I'm letting that venom sink in. Yeah. And then he'll die by the time it's time for him to putt. I win.
There you go.
$13,000 in my hand.
Post-mortem.
How I think they should address the time instead is throw the 30-second whatever out the window. Okay, or maybe if you want to keep the 30-second, whatever. It should just be, are you keeping pace with the group in front of you, or like the tournament pace in general, right? Like if we've all been, and this is what they kind of did with the on the clock is what they attempted there, but like it should be the whole card is responsible for keeping pace with the card in front of them. Because then if I have a shot in the middle of the fairway, or I have a wide open 20-foot putt, that should never take me more than 10, 15 seconds. Because like disc golf is a pretty simple sport. If I have a 300-foot shot wide open, no wind, I know what I'm throwing well before I step up to it every time. If I have a 25-foot putt, even if there is wind, I don't have to think that much about it. I'm throwing the putt. But then you get off the into the woods, right? And you have a very tight window. You have to decide. You might need more than 30 seconds over there. That should be okay, which is kind of what they're trying to address here. But if they instead made it as like a whole, like make sure your group is playing it up to pace.
You should play quick
because
enough.
What should happen is I should be able to take 45 seconds to line up that shot if I'm taking 10 seconds on every other throw.
Right.
That should be fine because it all balances out, right? Like if I'm playing, tee shots, you play so many practice rounds, like you don't need to take a bunch of time on the tee.
Timeouts are crazy.
You know what you're doing.
The first time I see a timeout called on the Pro Tour, I'm probably going to laugh.
Well, what are they going to do on
uncontrollably.
coverage?
That's what I'm saying. Like just like watching somebody like literally turn to their card mate and get a timeout is going to be the
I can't wait for like
ever.
just seeing the signal.
What do you
like,
get?
No, you didn't call it. You didn't throw the signal.
I think you should get a
time.
penalty if you call a timeout when you're already out, like in other sports. Like it should be like a technical foul.
Yeah, instant two-stroke penalty.
Instant two-stroke penalty. Like, oh, sorry. Like,
oh my
no,
gosh.
like I wasn't doing the timeouts.
Paul just called a timeout on the 18th European Open, but he already called his 2 timeouts this round.
He loses.
He's now down 1 with 1 to play. Like, I mean, what are we doing?
Oh man.
Sometimes I think
so
the PDGA
funny.
just wants to like make sure their membership base is still active, and so they're like, can we sneak one by?
No, this
here?
is going to get approved 100%.
What's allowed inside of the timeouts?
Anything.
Hacky
sack.
Hacky sack. I think we throw.
I'm going to get on timeout and start playing Fruit Ninja.
I was say I think we call timeout just to extend our hacky sack game on the tee.
That's a great idea.
Like a little backup hacky sack.
Imagine. Imagine.
We need one more. I'll burn my timeout here. I'll burn my timeout so we can finish our game
Imagine
in Texas.
the 3 of us, we're sitting in like a 40-minute backup, and it finally gets to our term. Like we're all going to use our timeouts just to make you guys wait even longer.
I want to let the card in front of us clear. We're on
Yeah.
hole 12 at Northwood Black. I'm going to let the card in front of us clear a little more timeout.
Timeout.
I can't wait to call a timeout.
Back to back.
Next
Wait,
video
so
we
the
shoot.
longest delay. This is
If
what they should do.
every person called a
Everybody uses
timeout,
all their timeouts. Just in
It's 4 minutes a person.
so you got
that's
16 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use them on a hole 1.
That's hilarious.
If I was
in
a player,
protest, if you're a
player in protest, take 4 minutes on the first tee.
yeah,
throw the whole tee sheet off.
They announce your name now, taking the tee,
When
Gannon
are
Burr,
you-
and he's
when
like
are you-
timeout.
Oh, that's funny.
No, he's got to wait 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Then
30
call-
seconds, timeout.
29 seconds, timeout.
I need another
That's hilarious.
And just throws the rest of the tee sheet off. It's
That's
now
hilarious.
now we're on
tee off at the
now we're on
right
a
time.
10-minute delay because
That's
this
funny.
card just took 16 minutes worth of timeouts on the first tee.
When are you allowed to call timeouts? Only whenever you've
When it's
addressed
your turn
lie?
to throw.
When it's your turn to throw. Okay.
Yeah, so a player may elect to take a 60-second timeout up to 2 times per round. That's just hysterical.
And you got to note it on the scorecard. So are they going to add it to?
They'll probably add it to the live app. Yeah,
Add a timeout.
add a timeout. That's actually how you call it. Is you just push timeout. It's glitching. It's glitching. I'm calling timeout, guys. Gosh, I mean, what are we doing? That's just ludicrous. We need to we need to make sure that doesn't go through, and we need to reverse whatever they did with the disc catching thing.
Yeah.
Where it can just be like hanging onto the side of the basket and it's good. It's supported by the basket.
Supported by the basket, below the band.
The other one I thought was crazy out of this, a lot of them are just like they're clarifying stuff, practice rounds beginning late, flex start stuff, whatever. This one is kind of funny. They actually are expanding the use of video evidence to course markings, probably a good change. This one I thought was funny. They now allow tournament directors to determine appropriate divisions for players without PDGA numbers. So tournament directors may determine where players without a PDGA number are eligible to play based on knowledge of their demonstrated skill and ability. So Connor comes to play, no PDGA number. He shows up to play the
Throw a shot real
games.
quick. Yeah, throw a shot real quick. Let me see you hit a putt.
No, like I know Connor, right? And so he shows up to play the Virginia Commonwealth games. I'm like, and he signed up for MA3.
Yeah.
I'm like, Connor, dude, you're an MPO guy.
Well,
Like,
I
what?
didn't-
No, I don't. I'm an MA3.
I love
Come on,
the
Connor.
idea.
I've seen it. You're an MPO guy. I have the right to call it. You don't have a PDGA number. I'm putting you in MPO.
I just love the idea of a MA3 level player showing up without a PDGA number, but they're decked out in gear and they're just a really good putter. So they're just tearing up in the putting greens. You're the TD. You're
TD
looking
walks
over
up,
at him.
it's like-
You're like, dude, this guy. And he's also cocky. So like you're like, this guy's good. And you're like, dude, you're pretty good. And like, oh, I'm really good. And then you throw him in MPO or something like that,
MA1.
and they just can't throw.
Yeah.
Like it's really funny. Like are you gonna have to start having tryout days before tournaments? Like if you don't have a
That's
PDG
funny.
number, come out to tryout days so we can assess your division. the sandbaggers
I think this is the way.
rejoicing right now. Because now the TDs, if they're in league with the sandbaggers, can just be like, well, yeah, I'm allowed to determine their division. That's what I determined.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I just thought they were MA4 level.
I was gonna say the TD. If you're buddies with a TD, then like I can be a TD and like, you know, I have two guys that are like neck and neck, but I don't like one, I like the other, and they're both trying to play MA3, and I'm like, oh no, this guy's got to go to MA1. You can play MA3.
Send him to the front lines.
He's got to go to MA1. He's like, what? Like I played MA3 last year and lost by 12. It doesn't matter. You've improved a lot.
You're gonna lose by 30 today.
Yeah, MA1.
That's
Get out of there.
so funny.
This is their attempt, I think, at solving sandbagging.
I know,
like,
but I feel like it could hurt it just as much.
Yeah, it easily could, because now you're just gonna have local guys who are buddies with the TD. They're like, come on, let me in MA3, dude. I want to get another win. I want to get another win. You're like,
say that you deemed it the best division. Say that.
Yeah. You talk dirty to me. Whisper it in my ear.
You're going to MA4, buddy. See you on the podium.
The rest of them, I think, are pretty, like, require restrooms and C tier.
You're going to win that Zuka cart, and then you're going to give it to me.
Yeah, say, hey, I'll put you in MA3 if you split the payout with me.
Love it.
It's just something, man. There's always something. But, all right, let's just jump into the Silo Selects. We'll do the top 10 next week.
All right, let me get into
But again,
this episode.
don't forget to submit your feedback to the PDGA if you think timeouts are stupid, or don't if you want to see it, which I'm kind of 50-50. Because part of me wants to see Gannon Burr just freaking out and be like, timeout. I got it off in time. Well, you can't say I didn't get it off in time. What are you, the time police?
I am the time police.
That's
I also
funny.
love that the other players are required to like tell them when 60 seconds has been up. Like I call timeout and Connor.
I
now
think
it's like
they should have full timeouts and half timeouts.
yeah,
I want 30 seconds and full minutes.
30.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like 30. Okay, extended to a full media timeout. you have Brian Earhart out there that like pops up 30-second timeout called, extended to a full media timeout.
Like in football with like the clock that starts ticking down. That's what we need. Like he
clock
stands
shirt
next to Gannon Burr. Yeah, clock shirt.
New use for the clock shirt.
New for the clock shirt.
Yeah, you're gonna want to buy a clock shirt right now because it's about to go. Yeah.
It would be fun if we can get our hands on the thing from Liberty that like counts down. That'd be a very funny reel.
It would be.
It's like I'm like lining up, I'm like timeout, and then like Connor walks out in a referee's shirt with the countdown going.
That's funny.